You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Ring around the rosies, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes.
We all fall down.
Excuse me, miss. Can you please tell me where I am?
Where you are? Where you are? Didn't you know this is the bottomless pit?
Wait, miss. I need your help.
Yeah, we all do. We're in Abaddon's palace now. Beware his voice, don't follow it.
The man you see here is Mr. Henry Caldwell, 37 years old, occupation a traveling salesman, who spends most of his time navigating the lonely highways across the country, like a nomad without a home.
Henry Caldwell, always determined and practical, has long understood that the key to getting ahead in life is often just a stroke of good luck, and it's simply a matter of knowing where to find that luck. Well, on this particular evening, Henry Caldwell's route has led him astray, for he has just encountered a rather severe case of bad luck along the highway. Perhaps even the worst kind of bad luck. A failure of his car engine has left him stranded here in this obscure outpost, somewhere between nowhere and nothingness. A quiet, nearly vacant town hidden in gloomy isolation beneath those dark, hovering peaks. The time is shortly after sunset. Under this eerie shroud of dusk, an unseen evil is lurking. The only place of refuge for this man seems to be the quaint little church which now appears within his view. Given his present circumstances, it's easy to see why Henry Caldwell believes that this church here must be the beacon of light, amidst this somber scene of emptiness and night shadows. What Henry Caldwell doesn't realize is that this apparent sanctuary is more than meets the eye, for it conceals a gateway into the deepest abyss of the Twilight Zone.
Good evening, sir. Is there anything I can do for you?
Hello, I do apologize for bothering you. See, I'm in a real mess right now. Yeah, I could really use some help.
A real mess, you say?
Yes, well, my car engine went out on me over on the highway. It broke down. I had to leave my car there. I can't do anything about it without some mechanic fixing it up.
I see. I assumed right away that you were just passing through here. Except for the congregants of the church, that's usually the case with anyone else I see.
Well, you see, I'm a salesman, you know, a traveling type. I can sell anything. I sell a variety of things. Office supplies, cleaning supplies, neckties, necklaces, wristwatches, pocket watches. There's nothing I can't sell. Henry Caldwell's the name. Mr. Card. Yep, I'm always on the road, going on from point A to B, on to C, and then on and on and on until I've hit Z. And of course, I have the occasional problem, but this one has to be the worst one to date. My car is broken down. I have nowhere to go.
I understand, sir. You certainly have quite the dilemma.
Yes, I need help.
Forgive me if I'm not sure exactly what I can do for you, sir. I'm but a minister and the caretaker of this church. You said you need a mechanic.
Well, yes, of course. I need a mechanic for my car, but there's not much I can exactly do about that, now can I? I'm sorry. Do you have a telephone I can use per chance?
No, I have no use for one.
Well, is there any place I could stay for the night? Any motels around here? Any kind of lodging?
No, not around here.
Do you know where the nearest motel is?
Not for miles on either direction along the highway. There isn't anything else resembling a town for 40 miles either direction.
And so you're telling me that this here is some sort of town that has no accommodations for anyone passing through?
I suppose it's a town of some sort. More of a town left over. The remains of a town almost entirely abandoned and forgotten. There are no accommodations or service stations or stores or really almost anything left functioning here anymore.
I see. Is there any way you can help me? I have nowhere to go.
In what particular way do you think I could help you?
Well, this is a church, correct?
Yes, it is a church.
You live here?
Well, yes, more or less. I am the caretaker of this church and the property. There's a small cabin out back where I have my private quarters.
Is there any possibility I could stay the night here?
Stay the night here at the church?
Well, yes. And I'd be grateful for your hospitality. I'll pay you even. In fact, name your price.
No, sir. I can't accept any of your money.
Well, sure you can. Everyone's looking to be paid. even if you're a man of God, you're still living. You're still making a living. It's money that makes the world go round. Currency that rotates this earth, and one could never have enough of it.
That may be so. Nevertheless, I do not want your money.
Oh, so you don't want to accept my money? Is that what this is? Do you have some sort of problem with me? You think are you worried? Are you worried that I might pose some sort of threat?
No, it isn't that.
Do you think I'm some sort of sly and sneaky snake oil salesman that I might try to cheat you out of what more than I am bargaining for? I can assure you, sir, I am an honest man. I'm an honest man in my work ethic and in my motives for my entire life.
I'm not trying to question your honesty or motives, sir.
Look, I don't want any trouble. I can assure you of that. I'm just at a very, very bad spot at the moment. I'm stuck with nowhere to go. And I need your help. I'll pay you $50 up front, and you can choose to accept it or not. But please help me. I just need a place to stay until I can figure out about getting a mechanic somehow.
As I said, sir, I won't accept any of your money. But I think I may be able to find a place for you to sleep tonight.
Splendid! Oh, that's wonderful. Oh gosh, any place will do, of course.
I should tell you, sir, I do not regularly receive strangers here. Almost under no circumstances have I ever had anyone stay the night in this church. Perhaps a few times, years ago.
Well, look here, my good Christian sir. I can't tell you how grateful I am to you. I mean, I swear you are the evening's agent of my good luck.
That's fine. I do wish to help you, sir. It's not that I don't want to help. It's just in my own quarters, there's simply no room. I will let you stay inside the church, but I must say I'm not very comfortable with it.
Well, what's your concern?
Well, I will allow you to sleep in a little room inside the church, a prayer room in the back. It's not any sort of guest room, but you'll have more than enough space to rest yourself. I don't want any of your money, but I do need you to give me your word on something.
Oh, yes, it's okay. Well, what is it?
Mr.
Caldwell. Henry Caldwell.
Mr. Caldwell. Mr. Caldwell, do you give me your word to follow any rules or restrictions that I lay down for the duration of your stay?
Well, sure, yeah, okay, yeah. Tell me whatever rules or restrictions you need me to abide by. But I'm hearing.
Well, sir, I only have one rule and one restriction. You must solemnly swear that you will stay the entire night in the room that I put you in and not leave it for any reason. Do not enter any of the other rooms inside the church. You are there to sleep and nothing more. Do not explore the church.
Yes, of course. Okay, I swear, yeah, I won't leave the room for any reason, I promise. I give you my word.
I tell you this only with the most sincere sense of caution. It's not that I suspect you would do anything unseemly. It's just that I can't run any risks as long as you're inside this church. Remember, I am the caretaker of this church, and anyone who is in this church is my responsibility as long as they are here.
Yes, I understand. You seem to be suggesting that there's something about this place. Is there something wrong or dangerous about this place? Is that what it is?
No. Everything will be fine if you just do as I have asked of you. Nothing to worry about. Just stay in your room.
Well, all right then. Sale's closed. You can show me to my room.
Very well then. Follow me. It's okay, Mr. Caldwell. You're safe now.
Yes, I know. I trust my luck. I always know where to find it, and when I laid my eyes upon this place, I knew it'd be safe.
Very well then. Follow me.
It's a small church.
Yes, it is small, but that's never been a problem.
So, sanctuary's behind this wall?
Yes, just inside. I take it, Mr. Caldwell, that you count yourself a lucky man.
Yes, I do.
I must admit, words mean nothing to me. I don't believe in luck.
Well, maybe you should just have more of it.
I'm not so sure about that. Mr. Caldwell, would you call yourself a God-fearing man?
Well, I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I guess I am, incidentally, some way. But I don't really focus on things to fear. I count myself busy enough as it is, just worrying about making a living.
I see.
Abaddon.
What did you just say?
Nothing.
Is everything all right, Mr. Caldwell?
Yeah. Phew, he didn't just...
Didn't just...
It's nothing. Never mind. This church still used as a church, right?
Yes, this is a church and it's used as one.
People attend services here.
Yes, every Sunday. But I also said that the small size of the church has never been a problem. We never come close to capacity.
You just don't want people staying the night here.
It has been years since anyone has.
So, is there something wrong with this place or what? This town or this church?
No, not in the way that you might imagine. Now, Mr. Caldwell, here's your room. Please wait in here and I will go and find you a pillow and a blanket in the storage closet down the hall.
All right.
Abaddon.
from the walls. It's not possible that I imagined it. No, I heard that. It's not possible. You must have heard that too. It's not possible.
Listen to me. I did not hear anything, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you didn't.
What does that mean? You think I'm some sort of loony? That does not just happen.
Over the years that I've been the minister and caretaker here, I've often heard people speak of strange sounds they hear inside and around this church. They're described as voices or whisperings from another world, unlike anything else. I myself have never heard any of these sounds. I can't say why for sure. Perhaps it is because I have no fear of evil, and as such I'm not vulnerable to these things, whatever they are.
Out with it, man! Just tell me what the whole big secret of this church is all about!
This church has a long, murky history to it. There are different stories about its origins, why it was built here on the specific spot. There's been a church sitting here for over 100 years now. There are people who say that the grounds for this church were chosen because of some unholy presence or dark force of energy that inhabits it. Some say there is a sort of chasm, an opening in the earth beneath the foundation of the church from which this dark energy escapes. People used to believe it was a gateway to hell, that this church was constructed here as a way of protecting the world against it. This church was put here to consecrate this cursed spot of earth and proclaim the triumph of God over the forces of evil.
Dark energy. Gateway to hell. Good versus evil. Oh my, minister, what yarn you spin.
Yes, a gateway to hell, as though hell were physically located under the ground, a bottomless pit deep down in the bowels of the earth. I don't believe it myself, but there are also those who came to believe it was a gateway to something else, a place with no name. Those people claim that there is something like a mystical portal here, a conduit into another dimension. It is said to be a dimension created and ruled entirely by an evil spirit, a very powerful demon. Anyone who crosses over the portal never returns. They vanish into oblivion forever. It's as if they simply dissolve into the void of the nether abyss and merely exist like a formless speck of vapor in an eternal limbo state.
Well, holy hallelujah! That must be the most deranged and idiotic nonsense that I've ever heard in my entire life. Demons and portals into other dimensions, vanishing to oblivion. In this speck of vapor in an eternal limbo state. What raving gibberish! To think I was even starting to get chills. Look here. I may be a stranger to these parts, and I may have landed in a tough spot, but that does not make me gullible. I am the salesman here, not some sucker you make me out to be. I did not lose my wits out there.
Very well, then.
Well, I must say that it's been a rather eventful evening, to say the least. Well, I think I'm ready to call it a night. I thank you for your kindness, Minister. And I also thank you for the little bedtime story you've given me. It's certain to fill my head with sweet dreams. You know, next time, why not using one of your old Bible stories instead, like Jonah and the whale, or the one about the talking donkey?
All right, Mr. Caldwell. I will leave you here to get some rest. Forgive me if the pillow and blanket are a bit ragged or dusty. They haven't been used in years. Now, remember that you must not leave this room for any reason during the night. I will come back in the morning to check on you, and we can see about finding a mechanic to fix your car.
Minister, you've been all too kind to me, and I thank you.
That's all right. And if you really, really must leave this room, only do so by going out the windows there. Until I come back to check on you in the morning, think of those windows as your only possible entrance or exit in this room, and only use them if you absolutely must.
Okay, think of the windows as my only exit or entrance in this room. Don't wonder about the church, yada yada. Yeah, I've got it. Yep, God will. You always know where to find your luck. Never runs out. Got a knack for it. And I will continue to have one until I am no more.
The sleeping king. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All the children.
Ring around the rosy. Pockets full of rosy. Ashes, ashes will fall down the bottomless pit of Abaddon.
Where you are.
Didn't you know this is the bottomless pit?
A place with no name. A very powerful demon.
Something wicked this way comes. Something wicked this way comes. Oh, well. Follow my voice to see right. The world you know. Follow my voice. I'm ready to receive these. Henry Caldwell is no sucker. Henry Caldwell is no fool. Henry Caldwell knows no fear. Henry Caldwell is a lucky man. Henry Caldwell always knows where I am. See, shall cry. Henry Caldwell is a fairy spirit. Henry Caldwell is no sucker, is no fool, and no, we all cannot be wrong. Yet it shall be tempest tossed. Lucky, we shall be as gods. In the formless man's eyes, he shall live a lawful day. We shall be combined, shall love, shall lust, look what
I'm
Over here, Henry Caldwell. You may surrender your lantern to the floor now. It won't serve any purpose past this door anyway. Come, and I will show you the light in the darkness.
Come receive thy prize, Mr. Caldwell. It's out of your world. You can't imagine it. No, it's nothing you could have dreamed of before. Come and try your luck once more, Mr. Caldwell. A world of surprises awaits you here. Come through the gateway, Henry Caldwell. Sweet is the night air of my abode. Down, 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 down. We all fall down.
Come through the gateway, Henry Caldwell. Sweet is the night air of my abode. He shall be his God.
When the fool has lost and Abaddon has won. A drum, Caldwell, now go. Ring around the rosy, pockets full of posy, ashes to ashes, we all fall down. Yes,
where am I?
Down the rabbit hole, round the mulberry bush and the prickly pear, rowing, rowing, gently, gently down the stream, where life is but a dream.
Stay a while, perhaps an eternity or so.
What madness! Who are you? Where am I?
This is the castle and I am its king. You currently stay in the courtyard, which is also the throne room, the dungeon, and the crypts. Here, I am Alpha and Omega, beginning and end in a realm that has no beginning nor end. For we are both but two specks of nothingness on an infinite plane of nothingness.
I have enough of this nonsense. Tell me who you are. No, this is a nightmare. That's what it is. This is not happening, it's a nightmare.
Indeed, it is a nightmare, Mr. Caldwell. A nightmare from which you never awaken. A nightmare which happens to be your eternal home. A nightmare echoing forever.
Your story ends here, Mr. Caldwell. For as I said before, your luck doesn't run out because you are no more. And I regret to inform you that you are indeed no more. It's home sweet home for Mr. Caldwell in the everlasting abyss.
I can't accept this. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here.
Fly, little birdie, fly. Fly as far and fast as you can. Fly as far and fast as you can, and I will see you suspended just as you are, a victim of my ultimate design, the eternal void. Your story ends here, Mr. Caldwell.
It's home sweet home in the everlasting abyss.
I'll drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live, a man forbid. Weary 7 nights, 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, peak and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest-tossed. Look what I have. Look what I have. Look what I have. it is nowhere, and yet for us it is everywhere. Alpha and Omega, without beginning or end. This is your eternal home, the nightmare that never ends, echoing on and on and on and on and on and on in the everlasting abyss. It's home, sweet home, in the everlasting abyss!
It has been said that we are such stuff as dreams are made on, and that our little life is rounded with a sleep. For Henry Caldwell, a man whose luck ran out somewhere between the highway and the threshold of a church, perhaps the only prayer left is that he and the present nightmare are nothing more than the stuff of dreams, and that, in time, this nightmare of the shapeless and bottomless void will come to an end. Or it may be that the nightmare is only beginning, and that it is one from which he will never awaken. It may be that it is the only reality he will ever experience again, and that he'll experience it for all of eternity. An insignificant trace of vapor lost in a shadowy limbo, endlessly wasting away into the infinite void and everlasting silence of the abyss. This, his fatal punishment for heedlessly trespassing into the forbidden room, crossing the doorway that plunged him for all time through one of the darkest portals of the Twilight Zone.
Thank you.